Love is rarely calm. Even the most stable relationships sometimes tremble under waves of emotion, and jealousy is one of the most powerful of them. Astrologers have long noticed that some zodiac signs experience this feeling more intensely than others. For them, love is not a light breeze but a deep ocean where passion, fear, devotion, and possessiveness mix together. When such men fall in love, they do it completely. They do not simply open the door to their hearts, they hand over the keys to their entire emotional world. Jealousy is often misunderstood. Many believe it appears only where there is mistrust or selfishness, but astrology shows something more complex. In many cases, jealousy grows from the fear of losing something truly valuable. When a man feels that he has found someone rare and irreplaceable, the instinct to protect that connection awakens in him. Sometimes it manifests as devotion, sometimes as suspicion, and sometimes as an almost dramatic need to know that his partner belongs to him and only him. Interestingly, the most jealous zodiac signs are not always the least faithful ones. On the contrary, many of them are capable of extraordinary loyalty. They invest enormous emotional energy into relationships and expect the same depth in return. When they sense distance, secrecy, or even the slightest emotional shift, their imagination begins to create stories that may or may not exist in reality. This horoscope reveals the 6 zodiac signs whose men experience jealousy more strongly than others. Each of them has a different reason for it. Some fear betrayal because they themselves love too deeply. Others guard their partners like precious treasures. And a few simply cannot stand the thought that someone else might receive the attention they believe belongs only to them. But behind this fiery emotion often hides something surprisingly beautiful: the desire to protect love, to keep it alive, and to never allow it to fade. Scorpio, October 23, November 21st. When people talk about jealousy in astrology, Scorpio is almost always mentioned first. Scorpio men experience emotions at a level that many other signs can hardly imagine. Love for them is never casual. When they fall for someone, it feels almost fated, as if the universe itself arranged the meeting. Because of this intensity, the idea of losing their partner becomes deeply unsettling. The source of Scorpio's jealousy lies in their powerful intuition and their natural distrust of surface appearances. Scorpio men often sense subtle emotional shifts long before others notice them. A changed tone of voice, a delayed message, an unfamiliar name mentioned in conversation — these small signals can activate their inner detective. Their minds begin connecting details, searching for hidden meanings, and imagining scenarios that may or may not exist. Yet what many people misunderstand about Scorpio men is that their jealousy rarely comes from weakness. In fact, it often grows from the opposite, from how seriously they take love. Scorpio men invest themselves completely in relationships. They give loyalty, emotional depth, protection, and unwavering attention. Because they offer so much, they expect the same level of honesty in return. Interestingly, Scorpio men are usually extremely faithful once they truly commit. Despite their reputation for passion and temptation, when their heart is genuinely captured, they rarely betray their partner. Their jealousy is not the jealousy of someone planning betrayal. It is the jealousy of someone who fears losing a bond that feels almost sacred. During this period, Scorpio men may become especially protective of their relationships. Conversations about trust and emotional transparency will help calm their restless imagination. When a partner reassures them openly and sincerely, their jealous energy transforms into something powerful and beautiful — deep devotion that can last for years. Taurus, April 20, May 20th. Taurus men are not often associated with dramatic jealousy at first glance. They appear calm, stable, and emotionally grounded. Yet beneath that peaceful exterior lives one of the strongest possessive instincts in the zodiac. Taurus men do not rush into relationships quickly, but once they choose someone, they begin to view that person as an inseparable part of their life. The root of Taurus jealousy lies in their deep desire for stability. They build relationships slowly, carefully, and with serious intentions. When they fall in love, they imagine a future: shared routines, shared space, shared plans. Because of this long-term mindset, the possibility that someone else could disrupt that carefully built world can trigger powerful emotions. Unlike Scorpio, Taurus men rarely express jealousy through dramatic confrontations. Instead, their reaction can be quieter but just as intense. They may become silent observers, watching every detail of their partner's behavior. They may ask subtle questions or withdraw slightly while trying to understand whether their fears are justified. What makes Taurus jealousy especially complex is that it often comes from genuine attachment. Taurus men are usually extremely loyal partners. They value trust, physical closeness, and emotional security. Betrayal feels almost unthinkable to them because they themselves rarely consider it. However, their strong sense of possession can sometimes create tension. They may struggle with the idea that love does not mean ownership. When they learn to balance their natural protectiveness with trust and freedom, they become some of the most devoted partners in the zodiac. In the coming period, Taurus men may feel a stronger need for reassurance in relationships. Simple gestures of affection, honesty, and consistency will help them relax. When they feel secure, their jealous nature softens and transforms into something deeply comforting, unwavering loyalty and quiet emotional strength. Leo, July 23, August 22. Leo men love to shine, and when they fall in love, they want their relationship to shine just as brightly. They are proud, passionate, and deeply romantic. But with that powerful heart also comes a strong desire to be admired and chosen above everyone else. When that admiration feels threatened, jealousy can ignite like a sudden flame. The jealousy of a Leo man is closely connected to his pride. Leo men want to feel that their partner is proud of them, that they are the hero in the story, the one who captures attention in a room. When someone else begins to receive that attention instead, Leo may suddenly feel that his place in the relationship is being challenged. However, Leo jealousy is rarely cold or calculating. It is emotional, expressive, and often dramatic. A Leo man might not hide his feelings very well. His tone may change, his questions may become direct, and his reactions may reveal how deeply he cares. What is fascinating about Leo men is that beneath their pride lies a surprisingly tender heart. Their jealousy often hides a simple emotional truth: they want to feel irreplaceable. They want to know that in their partner's eyes they remain the most important person in the world. Despite their fiery reactions, Leo men are usually loyal partners. They value admiration, but they also value commitment and loyalty. When they feel respected and appreciated, their jealousy fades quickly, replaced by generosity, warmth, and grand romantic gestures. This season may bring situations where Leo men become more sensitive to attention and recognition within their relationships. Honest compliments, shared excitement, and public displays of affection can calm their worries. When Leo feels loved openly and proudly, he transforms into a partner capable of extraordinary devotion and joy. Cancer, June 21, July 22. Cancer men are often described as gentle, caring, and deeply emotional partners. They build relationships with tenderness and sincerity, creating an atmosphere where their partner feels protected and understood. But beneath this softness lives a powerful emotional sensitivity, and it is exactly this sensitivity that sometimes turns into jealousy. The jealousy of a Cancer man rarely appears suddenly. It grows quietly from emotional insecurity. Cancer men invest their entire heart into relationships. They remember every meaningful conversation, every promise, every small moment that made the relationship special. Because they attach so deeply, the idea of losing their partner can feel like losing an entire world they carefully built around love. Their imagination is incredibly strong. When they feel even a small emotional distance from their partner, their mind may begin to fill the silence with doubts. A missed call, a colder tone in conversation, or a change in routine can cause them to worry that something is wrong. Often these fears are not based on reality but on their own emotional vulnerability. However, Cancer men are among the most loyal partners in the zodiac. Betrayal is extremely rare for them when they truly love someone. They value emotional safety and family above almost everything else. In fact, their jealousy often reflects the depth of their devotion. They are not guarding their partner out of control, but out of fear of losing something precious. In the coming months, Cancer men may experience stronger emotional sensitivity in relationships. Honest conversations and reassurance will help them relax. When they feel emotionally secure, their jealousy fades and reveals their most beautiful qualities: tenderness, loyalty, and an ability to love with extraordinary depth. Virgo, August 23, September 22. Virgo men rarely look jealous on the surface. They are rational, thoughtful, and controlled in their emotions. Unlike more dramatic zodiac signs, Virgo usually keeps their feelings carefully organized, like files in a cabinet. But behind this calm appearance lives a mind that constantly analyzes everything, including relationships. The jealousy of a Virgo man begins in his thoughts. Virgo men are extremely observant. They notice details that others overlook, subtle changes in behavior, unusual timing, inconsistencies in stories. Their analytical mind starts asking questions long before any real problem appears. Sometimes this attention to detail becomes overthinking. Virgo may start imagining possibilities that do not actually exist. They can replay conversations in their head, trying to interpret hidden meanings or signals. Their jealousy is not explosive like Scorpio's or dramatic like Leo's. It is quieter, more intellectual, but still very powerful. Interestingly, Virgo men are usually very faithful partners. They take relationships seriously and prefer stability over risky adventures. Because they themselves approach love responsibly, they expect the same honesty from their partner. When they feel that transparency is missing, their suspicious side awakens. But Virgo jealousy often hides something positive, the desire to protect the relationship from mistakes. Virgo men want things to work. They want harmony, loyalty, and emotional clarity. When communication is open and honest, their worries quickly calm down. During this period, Virgo men may need to learn one important lesson: not every unanswered question hides a secret. Trust grows not only from logic but also from emotional confidence. When Virgo allows themselves to relax and trust their partner's intentions, their relationships become calmer, deeper, and far more joyful. Capricorn, December 20 to January 19. Capricorn men are usually seen as calm, disciplined, and emotionally reserved. They rarely reveal their deepest feelings quickly and prefer to maintain control over their emotions. Because of this, many people assume that Capricorn men are immune to jealousy. In reality, their jealousy exists. It simply hides beneath a very composed exterior. Capricorn approaches love seriously, almost like a long-term investment. They do not enter relationships lightly. When they choose a partner, they imagine building something stable: a shared life, future plans, emotional partnership that lasts for years. Because of this long-term vision, the possibility of betrayal feels not only painful but also deeply disappointing. The jealousy of a Capricorn man often appears when he feels that the stability of the relationship is threatened. Unlike Leo or Scorpio, Capricorn rarely reacts emotionally in the moment. Instead, he becomes more distant and observant. He begins quietly evaluating the situation, trying to understand whether his trust is justified. What makes Capricorn jealousy unique is that it is closely connected to pride and self-respect. Capricorn men want to feel that their partner values the relationship as seriously as they do. If they sense carelessness, flirtation, or emotional inconsistency, it can awaken doubts they rarely show openly. Despite this, Capricorn men are usually extremely loyal. They respect commitment and rarely betray someone they truly love. In fact, they often expect the same high standards from their partner that they hold for themselves. In the coming period, Capricorn men may feel a stronger desire for emotional clarity in relationships. Open communication and honesty will strengthen trust and remove unnecessary fears. When Capricorn feels secure and respected, their reserved nature softens, revealing a partner who is deeply dependable, protective, and capable of building a love that stands the test of time. These 6 zodiac signs remind us that jealousy is rarely just about suspicion. Often it is a reflection of how deeply someone cares, how strongly they value the connection they have found. When trust and communication grow stronger, even the most jealous hearts can transform their intensity into something powerful: loyalty, devotion, and love that refuses to fade.